Chris Eubank Jr., GGG.
Eubank Jr. gets knocked out. He gets knocked out inside of 7 rounds. Just makes too many mistakes.
His father said he can beat GGG. He can see it.
Yeah, well, glad his father's chin ain't up in there. I don't think that he can beat him. I don't think he's ready yet. I don't think that kid's ready yet. He's too arrogant, too cocky. You know, he's too arrogant, he's too cocky, and he would run into some big problems with GGG.
What are the things you think GGG will expose?
One thing he exposed that Chris Eubank Jr. can be hit. He can be hit, and he would get hit often with this guy. Because one thing I see about this Triple G, he comes forward, and he doesn't mind taking a punch to give a punch. He puts a lot of pressure on people, and he does not mind taking a punch to give a punch. And if he gives a little punch to this kid, Eubank Jr., he'd go. He's not ready yet. He's not ready. I'm not impressed by Eubank Jr. I expected more in the fight that he lost. I expected so much more. I'd have to see him again and again to make an assessment about how good or how bad he is. But based on what I saw in that last fight, no, I'm not impressed with him at all.
Billy Joe Saunders, the man that beat Chris Eubank Jr., even himself has said, I can't beat Triple G. I ain't beginning to think I can beat Triple G. So he himself has admitted no chance.
Yeah.
What do you think of his chances against Triple G?
Well, I'll say that he'll get out of boxing safe. He won't get too many scratches on him because he said, I'm not getting in there. So he'll make it home pretty safe. Kind of professional will say some stuff like that.
He said that. He said, no. He said, listen, I don't think Chris Eubank can beat me, and I ain't saying about Triple G. That's what basically he said. So I think Saunders is pretty smart.
David Lemieux, he's the one.
What about the guy that fought Quillin? The guy that Quillin fought to win the world title? Nadam?
He's tough, but he's predictable. Triple G would get him. He's predictable. He's a predictable guy, you know? This kid, Triple G, is pretty special until he runs into somebody that's on his level.
Okay, let's now go fantasy. Let's step him up to super middleweight. First man I would love to step him in the ring with is Carl Froch.
It's a good fight. Froch is a lot smarter than people think he is, you know? It's a good fight. Good matchup. And I think that he would bring the best out of Carl Froch, you know? But I don't think Froch would be intimidated by him, you know, as a lot of other guys are. I don't think Froch would be intimidated. It's a good fight. It's a really good fight. I like the chemistry matchup there.
Who would you go with?
Yeah, it's just. I'd have to go with Froch. I'd go with Froch by a split decision, tight decision, because I think Froch would box him. You know, I think the guy that can go in there and box this guy is going to beat him. You know, I think a good boxer can beat him.
Andre Ward.
No doubt about it. Andre beats him. And that's the first one and the only one I'll say that this guy beats him. I mean, Triple G wouldn't know what to do with Andre Ward. Andre Ward, he'd punch him, he'd box him, he'd mix it up on him. Andre Ward would beat him. I don't have no hesitation about saying it there, you know? And size ain't got nothing to do with it. Mindset, the mentality.
Abel Sanchez says that he'd like to see Triple G fight Andre Ward, but he'd like to see him get a few warm-up fights first.
A few warm-up fights? How many warm-up fights he going to need? He's had warm-up fights. This nonsense about middleweight and super middleweight. Nonsense. Get out of here. Henry Armstrong was 133, 134 pounds when he fought for the welterweight title. Try to do that today and see what happens. You won't get a guy, oh, no, I can't fight him. I'm only 133, 34. Henry Armstrong did it way back when. Henry Armstrong fought for the middleweight title at 5'7" at 144 pounds. The champion was at the time, I believe, 5'10" and a half, 158. Armstrong was 144 when he fought for the middleweight title, and they said that he held the champion to a draw in his hometown. So what is that? You hold the champion to a draw in his hometown. That means that Armstrong won the fight at 5'7", 144. He didn't say nothing about the weight. When Emil Griffith won the middleweight title, I think Emil Griffith was 151, 152. So, you know, this weight thing is crazy. It's how these guys are saying, well, we can fight at a catch weight. But if you're an artist, if you're a true artist, then you're able to do that there. Floyd says that he's the best ever. But Ray Robinson wasn't fighting at no catch weights. Armstrong wasn't fighting at no catch weights. These guys was little or either big, and they were fighting. Charlie Burley wasn't fighting at no catch weights. That's this modern thing now. You know, these guys, Charlie Burley and those guys was just fighters. You know? They wasn't fighting at catch weights. They wasn't worried about how big a guy was. I can box. Evander Holyfield wasn't fighting at no catch weight. Mike Tyson wasn't fighting at no catch weight. These guys was 214, 215, 217 in their day. And they was competing against guys that were 260, 240, 250. They was always in with the bigger guys. So come on, let's get away from this here stuff. Let's bring back boxing, man. If you're a boxer, you're a boxer.
The two fights I would love to see, have seen Triple G in. Three men I'd love to see Triple G fight. Julian Jackson, Joe McLennan, and Nigel Benn. Tell me how those three fights would go. First, Julian Jackson.
I tell you, it would be explosive fights. That's all I can say. The chemistry. I tell you, because I mean, G gets hit, and you can't just be taking up punches from Julian Jackson. You know, Gerald McClellan get hit,
and he could take a shot as well.
G run into that kind of stuff. Styles make fights. G run into that kind of stuff. See, he would have to slow it. No, he couldn't fight. He couldn't fight them guys the same way, because those guys can punch. You know. And Ben was a savage fighter, you know?
At middleweight, he had tremendous power at middleweight.
And he was a savage fighter. He wasn't going to let up until you was gone. That's what I'm talking about. The mentalities make so much of a difference. You can have a superb boxer, you know, an awesome puncher, but if their mental work is fragile, then they're nothing. Just say this here.
Go ahead.
The components that make up our body.
Right.
Gases, liquids, and solids.
Yes.
Take away one of those components and see how much good the other two do you. They have to interact. The three of them need to be together to get productivity. If you subtract one of those ingredients, then you're dead. That's why I say a guy can be a good boxer, he can be a good puncher, he can boo, this and that. But at the end of the day, if you don't have those things interacting, the heart, the mind, and the physical attributes, if they're not working together, then they're as good as gone when they get in with a guy like Triple G. Because he likes what he's doing. He likes hurting people. Trust me. He likes hurting people. All right? He can be all that nice Boy Scout stuff at the press conference stuff, but that guy likes hurting people. I can look at his eyes. He's enjoying himself in there. Nigel Benn, Julian Jackson,
McLennan.
Gerald McClellan, they like hurting people too.
Yeah,
right? They like hurting people too. They like their job. And that's just what I'm talking about. He doesn't have those people with that kind of mentality coming up against him. Once he bombs them a couple of times, they fall apart. Say, oh man, they just start throwing punches from all over just trying to survive.
Well, they say he's never been down amateur or pro and GGG. So they said he's never been down amateur or pro and punches like a heavyweight.
And he works hard too. He's a hard worker. That's the thing. He's a hard worker. He's a very hard worker.
If he stays at middleweight, can he be beaten?
I don't see who's there to beat him. I'm searching my mind as I'm talking to you, and I can't see nobody there beating him.
Lemieux stands the biggest chance, really.
Lemieux. Yeah, he's the one in my mind that stands the best chance.
And one guy's called him out for $1 million. I think it's $1 million. $1 million dollar challenge. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Yeah, Chavez can put up a fight. Very entertaining fight. I would like to see that fight. That's something that I wouldn't want to miss.
Who would you put your money on?
The disciplined guy. Triple G. But I still would love to see the fight. Triple G is very disciplined. Vladimir Klitschko is very disciplined. Kovalev, very disciplined. All of them come out of that Eastern Bloc. It's the mentality, man, that makes these guys great fighters. And watch what I'll tell you. In the years to come, watch where all the champions come from. Keep your eye on it. Uzbekistan, Kakistan, Moscow, Ukraine, all of that Eastern Bloc, because they think differently about their careers. British fighters, American fighters, they all fall into the same basket. They come into a gunfight with some ice cream sticks. When I say ice cream sticks, because they don't have the proper rearing when they come in the ring. They don't have the proper work ethic when they come in the ring.